We left Yellowstone through the east entrance and into greater Wyoming. The landscape dried out quickly, taking on that classic western look. From there, we made our way to Cody, then on to Sheridan, spending about 6 days exploring the area. As we exit Yellowstone, start heading east towards Cody, we start getting into a drier area. We get to look western very quickly. Along the way, we made several stops to take in the unique landscape. As so often happens, the highway followed a river, winding through valleys and open country, tracing the perfect path that nature had already carved. There's something peaceful about letting the land guide the way. Our first stop was Cody, a town founded by William Cody, better known as Buffalo Bill. One of its most iconic landmarks is the Irma Hotel, which he built and named after his daughter. We stopped in for lunch and soaked in the Old West atmosphere. Inside, there's a beautifully carved bar said to have been a gift to Buffalo Bill from Queen Victoria herself. Whether that story is fact or legend, it adds to the charm of a town steeped in frontier history. We are on our way over to the Buffalo Bill Dam. So I understand this dam was used as a pattern for the Hoover Dam, so we shall see. Been raining all morning, starting to clear up. Clouds are still hanging a little bit low in the mountains. We are going to be going to a special dinner and a show and a rodeo tonight, so we're hoping that the weather gets better. We think it is. Also, the temperature's been hanging around 46. Right now, I think it's about 47. The road from Cody to the Buffalo Bill Dam winds along the Shoshone River, carving through a steep and rugged canyon. It's a dramatic drive, passing through 3 tunnels blasted through solid rock in the early 1900s. Part of one of the first scenic highway routes in the U.S., built to connect Cody with Yellowstone, the road closely follows the river as it flows toward the dam. As the river widens into Buffalo Bill Reservoir, you cross a narrow bridge just before the dam. Once open to traffic, that bridge is now blocked off, so we stayed on the main road to reach the visitor center. The entire route is a blend of raw geology and early 20th century engineering, a fitting approach to one of the West's great dam projects. We arrived at the Buffalo Bill Dam just outside Cody, an early engineering feat with a big legacy. Built in 1910 and originally called the Shoshone Dam, it was the tallest in the world at the time, standing 325 feet high. So they actually added about 25 feet to the height of this dam back in the 80s. In the 1980s, they raised it to 350 feet to boost water storage and improve flood control. The dam holds back the Shoshone River, forming Buffalo Bill Reservoir, which provides vital irrigation for the region's farmland. It also set the pattern for later arch dams, including the famous Hoover Dam. The setting is dramatic, steep canyon walls that anchor the arched structure, letting it hold back immense pressure. It's a perfect example of working with nature's design. Over a century later, it still stands as a powerful blend of vision, rock, and concrete. So what's the name of the show we're at? What is the name of the show?
Cattle Company.
Cow Cattle something.
Or Cody Cattle
Cody
Company.
Cattle. Anyways, paid for a meal, truck thing. We ordered a couple drinks. After the thing, we're gonna have a show up here. We got really good seats. We paid a little extra for the seats, kind of facing the stage. And then after this, we'll walk over and see a rodeo. So that's our plan.
As you can. And when you feel like you got everybody's attention, stop ringing the bell, look at your audience, and as loud as possible, I want you to yell, "Come and get it." You got all that? Okay, on the count of 3, you guys say, "Macy, ring that bell! 1, 2, 3.
Macy, ring that bell! Come and get it!
we're over here at the rodeo in Cody, Wyoming, and we decided to get on this side. So we're on the side of where the bulls are going to be coming out. That'll be kind of interesting to watch. And then they're going to run it out. That's where we were going to sit, but they had the sun in our face, couldn't see what was going on, so we were able to get over here, no extra charge. Here we are.
Hello, Cody, Wyoming. How's everyone doing tonight? Y'all doing good?
Whose broad stripes and bright stars to rule the perilous fights, or the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Oh, Devin. The boys are back in town. Nice. Well, Indiana man, gonna put on one heck of a ride right there. Already got one score there in the Liverpool. Cody Wyoming tonight, Mr. Williams. He's got the bull and we got the breakthrough. That's good. Or something. Come on, kids. Wyoming number, come on. Come on. Pick it up, come on, buddy. Come on in. Who's gonna be first? Who's gonna be second? Is that one off?
Oh, get it! Come on, get it!
You got it? All right. There's one more, baby. Wait, stop! Those are just tails left. Okay. All the kids, come on back in. Come on back in.
We try to take a walk every morning. I always enjoy the various countryside. Right now the temperature's probably in the high 50s, maybe 60. Extremely comfortable. Mountains in the background. Cody, Wyoming. And these are enjoyable moments when Kim and I are out together. We talk about philosophy and fun stuff. And we're wrapping up our walk today before we get out of Cody and head to Sheridan. This is the Wyoming that I remember when we passed through here about 30 years ago with a rented RV. I remember in my mind's eye, ever since then, I've looked at Wyoming as being a lot of this, pretty much open, treeless, with very light hills, and that sort of thing. And I think this is pretty much what we're going to be in until we get to the Bighorn Mountains, which is right before Sheridan. So, but this is what I remember, and it's actually quite beautiful. But Wyoming has a lot of this, but then it also has on top of that quite a few beautiful mountains as well, although they are dry, and of course it has Yellowstone. But anyway, this is the area that I remember. In the distance you can see the Bighorn Mountains, and Kim and I have a planned gasoline stop in about 40 miles, which is before the Bighorn Mountains. So I'm looking at the Bighorn Mountains, something 40 miles away, and I know that it is between where we are now and those mountains in the distance. When I'm not driving, and when Kim's not driving, we're sitting over here on the passenger side, looking out at whatever view we've got, and we always have two dogs right here. This one sits in her lap. She only has two places that she's willing to be while we're on the road, and that is here, or when I get up and go back to the rear couch, she'll follow me back there. Only two places she'll go. I feel her right now, and she's not really vibrating, so she's really getting used to it, but it'll take her a month to get used to this thing. Now this little girl, she got acclimated early, so none of this bothers her. And the big difference between these two dogs is this one here, when she's sitting up here in the chair, she's looking out, watching every detail, looking at everything. This one here pays no attention. Her universe is about 3 feet away from her nose, and that's all she really knows. And this one here, she looks out about 100 yards or more sometimes. So it's really interesting, the very difference in these two animals. They just came out of the chute that way, you know? Believe it or not, we're not in a national park. We're actually on 14, heading from Cody to Sheridan. But we're just entering into the Bighorn Mountains, and we just headed up into the mountains themselves. So obviously we're going along a river called Shell River, and a little bit of blasting. These roads are remarkable when you consider the amount of work to put them all in. So we're hoping to find a place up here we can actually stop. Bighorn National Forest, so we're coming in on that. What has become part of our tradition on trips that are 3 or 4 hours long is we try to find a nice spot to stop along the road, and hopefully relatively flat, relatively empty and devoid of humans, and have a nice lunch and a nap. And we're right now in the Bighorn mountain area. We've come up through that canyon and going along a creek, and actually it's quite beautiful. So we think we found a little winner. And these are dry mountains, and they will end up, I believe, on the other side into Sheridan. So we'll probably be in these mountains for quite a while, but they're quite beautiful, and we're in for a nice lunch and a nice nap. Of course, we make a simple lunch, and not the most healthy lunch, but we give ourselves a little slack on these long trips. And then of course we bring our slider out, got that beautiful view out there, listening to the sound, and get ready to eat. As we crossed the Bighorn Mountains heading east, the landscape shifted from winding climbs to broad, flat plateaus along the top of the range. I had a feeling there would be a grand view on the other side, and I was right. Eventually, the terrain broke open, and there it was, an endless view stretching out toward Sheridan and the plains beyond. At that moment, I was trying to coordinate a three-way call with David and Brian, and when I saw that view, I thought, what better place to connect? The perfect mix of family and scenery, peaceful, vast, and unforgettable. Just had a fantastic conversation with my two sons. I set up the Starlink over there, and we've got this beautiful view towards the east. We're on the eastern side of the Bighorn Mountains in Wyoming, and I've been sitting here in a chair talking to the boys. It's been fantastic, and one of those pleasure moments again that you don't ever forget. But we're getting ready to go down on that little road way down there on our way to Sheridan, and gonna go ahead and set up camp there. So are you about ready to go, little sweetie? Alrighty. In the heart of Sheridan stands the Sheridan Inn, one of the most iconic buildings in the American West. Oh, currently we are sitting on the front porch of the historic Sheridan Inn, and unfortunately there are cars in the background, and there's a Sheridan Power Sports on the other side of the street, and that, my friend, is reality. The reality is that life goes on and things change around a historic inn like this, but this is still a pretty neat front porch. Apparently this thing was going to be demolished, and some gal named Burgess, which I took a picture of, decided that wasn't going to be, and she saved it. Pretty kind of cool. Built in 1893 by the Burlington Railroad, it was designed in the style of a Scottish hunting lodge with steep gables, wide porches, and a row of dormers stretching across the roofline. Buffalo Bill Cody helped manage the inn and even auditioned acts for his Wild West show right on the front lawn. These are anchoring bolts that actually bolt the ceiling element to this big beam, done in decorative forms. It was something they used quite a bit back in the late 1800s. For decades, it was a hub of frontier life, hosting travelers, performers, ranchers, and railroad men. But by the mid-20th century, it had fallen into disrepair and was nearly torn down. Thankfully, local preservation efforts stepped in to save it. Today, it stands restored, a living link to the past. Walking through its halls, you can still feel the echoes of history, well-worn floorboards, high ceilings, and stories layered into every beam. We visited the Brinton Museum near Sheridan, modern architecture that blends right into the hills with peaceful views and a strong sense of place. Where are we now? The Brinton Museum. It's a neat piece of architecture. The way it blends in with that hill, I like that a lot. We saw the chief's feathered headdress, each plume symbolizing strength, worn to channel the power of the eagle. Nearby, the saddles were something else, wood-framed and iron-clad, practically daring a man to sit carefully, or not at all. Interesting, huh? From the deck, the view stretches out to the Bighorn Mountains, rugged, expansive, and timeless. It's a perfect setting for weddings, special events, or simply sitting still and taking in the majesty of it all. We visited the Trail End Museum in Sheridan, both inside and from the air with the drone, and it's one of the most striking homes in Wyoming. Built between 1908 and 1913, this was the mansion of John B. Kendrick, a former cowboy who rose through the ranks to become a cattle baron, then governor of Wyoming, and later a U.S. senator. That's a laundry chute, like the one we had in our house up in Dayton. These are the kind of light switches I had in my room. Butler's pantry. This must be where he kept his computer, right? Kendrick lived here with his wife Eula and their 2 children. The family called this home for over 2 decades, until John's passing in 1933. Eula remained until her death in 1961. The house itself is is over 13,000 square feet, designed in a rare Flemish Revival style, with steep gables, curved dormers, and brickwork you wouldn't expect in the American West. Every room is preserved with original furnishings, offering a glimpse into the elegance and ambition of early 20th century frontier wealth.
Something tells me that these beams are more decorative than actual, mainly because of the way this area right here is. I could be wrong. I mean, the sizing's about right. There's one heck of a finished attic, isn't it?
Kendrick served as Wyoming's governor from 1915 to 1917 before heading to Washington, where he represented the state in the U.S. Senate for nearly 20 years. But this house was always home base, a symbol of what was possible in the West.